Hello everyone, and today I decided to try a completely new format on this channel. So I've noticed how big and popular some of Skibidi Multiverses become, and it may be a bit difficult for a new fan to get to know everything that was going on in some of them. So I think it would be really useful to make videos where I would tell you the whole plot of some multiverse with all the secrets and important details on, so that you wouldn't have to watch the analyses of each separate episode. And today, I'll tell you the whole story of Skibidi Zombie Universe by Monster Up, which already consists of 45 episodes at the moment. I'm writing the script for this video, and it's definitely going to be lengthy, so be sure to get your tea and snacks ready and prepare to watch this video to the end, even if it will take a few tries from you to do so, because it's going to be 100% worth it. And let's go. And let me tell you that making this video took me a really long time, and I put a lot of efforts into it. So be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel where I analyze cool different Skibidi multiverses. And also don't forget to write a comment under this video on whether you like this format and the plot of what other multiverse I should review for you next. Okay, and now let's dive into it. So Skibidi Zombie Universe started pretty much like the original Skibidi Universe by Boom, which means that the earliest episodes showed more like an aesthetics of the new series and told little about the actual plot. So in the first episode, we're getting shown how Skibidi toilets don't really target the Alliance this time, and instead, both of the parties are focused on something much more terrible, and that's why they even stop fighting with each other. And then we're getting shown the first zombie and realize that the world of this multiverse is getting consumed by the new zombie virus, which has nothing to do with the Skibidi virus. And it's already spread all over the world at this point. And we're even shown how the transformation of the infected cameraman into zombie looks like, which is something that Monster Up won't be showing to us that often in the future. Our POV escapes from this newly turned zombie and gets onto the ship, and from above we see that Skibidi Scientist, or his puppet to be more precise, got turned into zombie as well. What also stood out in this episode is this Skibidi Jason, who got attacked by multiple zombies, but he's also about to return in the series later. In the second episode, our POV gets shipped to the Skibidi Toilet base, which turns out to be completely abandoned. What's important is that the POV was landed there in order to find a special weapon called X-18, and later in the series we'll figure out that it's an essential weapon to conquer the infected species, and it's also impossible to find a vaccine against the zombie virus about it, but we'll get to it soon enough. But of course this base is filled with zombies, so getting the X-18 weapon is not going to be easy for us. And the POV almost gets eaten by this giant zombie, but he turns out to be really lucky as he gets saved by the dark speakerman who comes to his rescue and sacrifices himself instead. Which shows that the POV is really important character which is not about to pass away so early in the series. The POV moves deeper into the base where he gets greeted by another puppet of zombie Skibidi Scientist, which must be some sort of clone. But the POV gets saved once again by some mysterious guy in the red armor whom we later are going to refer as the Knight. The third episode starts with the point of view who is already inside this abandoned base, and there are also some members of his special squad with him. The base is infested with zombies inside as well, so the POV tries to cover in one of the rooms where we can see the Knight once again who's watching everything. The POV is in danger again, but he gets rescued by the bald toilet I call Skibaldi on this channel, and that is how the friendship between him and the POV began. And it also shows the union between Skibidi toilets and the Alliance's agents in general, who united against the common threat in a form of zombies. The fifth episode starts with our renewed team who goes deeper into the base where they see the dark speakerman who lures them to him, and then we see that it was all a trap and he already turned into zombie too. But thankfully we managed to run away from him and then get saved by the ship that landed us in here. We're moving deeper into the destroyed bunker where we finally get the X-18 weapon and watch the video clip that tells us how the outbreak of the zombie virus occurred in the first place. Skibidi Scientist planned to make some sort of experiment on the hostage cameraman with the flash drive called Controller 19. But this flash drive was quickly replaced by someone with the Virus 19 variant, which Skibidi Scientist used without knowing so. And later we'll figure out that it was the Plague Doctor who replaced this flash drive. The POV grabs this flash in order to examine it closely later, but then Zombie Speakerman finds us again. But suddenly Astro Detainer comes to our rescue, so we manage to escape to the ship where we're getting greeted by Drillman. And on our way, we see the Plague Doctor in the flesh for the first time. And as we take off, we see that Astro Detainer gets defeated by Zombie Speaker Man. And thanks to the secret scene of the first season, we know that Astro lost because the Plague Doctor made him weaker and helped Zombie Speakerman to win. At the end of the episode, the POV sees the message that X-18 gun should be taken to the base ASAP as it gets assaulted by the enemies. So we continue our journey to the base, and in the process of it, it's getting clear that one of the cameramen who's accompanying us was bitten in the previous battle, and he's already infected as one of his hands is shaking. But the POV doesn't realize it yet, so instead we're getting focused on X-18 weapon and its characteristics, which are about to get changed to a better level. And it's also stated in this gun's characteristics that the more powerful the energy of its wearer, the wider its capabilities and special perks can be. But for now, Plungerman uses it as a regular but boosted gun. And in the meantime, Zombie Astro Toilet attacks our ship again, and the POV falls to the ground. Zombie Astro starts attacking everyone nearby, so the POV has to reach X-18 gun ASAP in order to save someone. And in the end, he manages to shoot off the hand of Zombie Astro, who was about to devour this bald Skibidi toilet that I call Skibaldi on my channel. The enraged Astro intends to destroy the POV for such audacity, but he gets stopped by no other than G-Man himself. So Astro shrieks and summons zombie Skibidi scientists to aid, and two giants fought each other. As G-Man starts losing against two zombie opponents, he asks POV to throw X-18 weapon at his core, and as we do so, G-Man becomes empowered by the abilities of this weapon, or to be more precise, by something really special that's stored inside of X-18 gun. That allows him to drive zombie scientist away and then give X-18 gun back to us. Then the POV wants to destroy Zombie Astro with this weapon, but Skibaldi interrupts us from doing so, and G-Man takes the Astro to the base instead. It's because in this multiverse, the characters don't really want to destroy zombies for good that used to be their comrades and friends, as they hope to reverse the virus in them instead somehow. Then Plungerman gets teleported to the base by TV Woman, which is surrounded by the protective barrier from zombies that want to get inside. And then we're getting a little tour in it, and we see that the base includes the prison for the infected species where Zombie Astro was put, and we're also getting greeted by Titan Speakerman on the way. Then we reach the laboratory and give the TV man the flash drive with Virus 19 so that he could study it. But something goes wrong. Then the cameraman who was infected before mutates right in this moment and attacks TV Man while Plungerman escapes from the chaos occurring on the base. Then we see now Titan Speakerman also turns zombie and tries to attack the POV, but G-Man comes to our rescue, who is using X-18 upgrade. Then the message comes to Plungerman's tablet, which order to only immobilize Titan Speakerman and not to destroy him. And now we know that this message was actually fake, as it was sent by the Plague Doctor, who planned to later use Zombie Titan Speakerman for his own goals. Meanwhile, the protective barrier gets shut down and the base gets flooded by zombies, so Plungerman catches Skibaldi and runs away again, and we see the Plague Doctor the second time on our way to the shuttle. In 10th episode, our ship faces some issues, so we departure in some kind of forest where we meet Drillman and Clockman from Dom Studios Multiverse, who turn out to be in our universe too. They were clearly teleported here by someone able to travel between worlds in order to help the Alliance to win the war against the Plague Doctor and zombie virus. But these guys obviously don't want to have anything to do with it, so they hid in the forest instead. Then everyone starts fighting, and even zombie Jason from the first episode shows up, but thankfully the POV gets saved by one of the Clockmen, so two sides finally realize that they're not enemies to each other. Then a huge army of zombies floods the forest, and the POV gets plungers from the attacked Drillman nearby, and this is how he truly becomes Plungerman in this universe. And in this moment we see the Plague Doctor for a split second and realize that him and Plungerman may be closely connected. Then the upgraded G-Man shows up and defeats Skibidi Jason, who then gets attacked by Zombie Titan Speakerman and Zombie Michael Jackson. G-Man nearly loses, so he activates all the powers of his upgrades that can cost him his own life. And even the Plague Doctor himself comes to fight him, but gets defeated and flees. The exhausted G-Man then falls to the ground and almost gets bitten by Titan Speakerman, but then gets saved by no other than Titan Drillman. The shocked zombie Titan flies away, And then we see the ship full of speaker men who have the posters behind them where cameramen are depicted as traitors who let their Titan get infected, who also united with Skibidi Toilets that were former enemies of the Alliance. Then TV Man from the base appears in front of us, and the POV realizes that he's supposed to be infected by now, so he almost attacks him, but TV Man quickly shows the tablet, which is allegedly depicting the coordinates of Titan TV Man and Titan Cameraman. Drillman also teleports G-Man to the base 23 so that he could get restored. And then the new giant zombie gets out from the blue portal and infects Titan Drillman with his spike. The POV wanted to help the Titan with X-18 weapon, but got messed up by the suspicious TV Man who knocked the gun out of our hands with the stick that he threw at us. Plunger Man then gets grubbed by the huge zombie and swallows him, but he manages to shoot a hole in the freak's stomach and free himself. Plunger Man realizes that he might be somewhere nearby the major zombie base where he was teleported together with the giant zombie, and he also notices zombie speakermen from the earlier episodes. As he follows the freak, he finds out that there are hundreds of zombies inside, as well as several Skibidi mutants that were kept as prisoners. He frees them, and one of those mutants absorbs the power of X-18 weapon in order to fight zombies off and get to the surface. Then the upgraded mutant fights the horrifying zombie speaker man and his zombie minions outside, and in this episode exactly, we figure out that X-18 weapon drained the life resources of its owner, and if the owner doesn't have the additional power source like the core, he is meant to get sucked into X-18 weapon and say goodbye to his life forever. And we're also getting revealed that inside of the X-18 gun, there is a unique power core called Hephaestus, which is capable of generating different weapons and upgrades for its owner from the dark matter. As the mutant doesn't have the additional power core, his life resources got forcefully sucked by X-18, and our friend is gone. The POV stays alone against the literal army of zombies, but suddenly the speaker men show up out of nowhere, and we see that they already have some tremendously powerful upgrades, weapons, and equipment, but unfortunately, that still isn't enough to kill powerful zombies once and for all. It turns out that the speakerman's goal was to retrieve the Hephaestus core exactly, while the plungerman is considered to be a traitor and an enemy to them, and that's why they knock him out and get to their base as a prisoner, because he's a cameraman who was friendly ties with Skibidi Toilets, and we already know that speakermen are against that. Then Plungerman gets brought to the speakerman's base, where he witnesses powerful weaponry being prepared, and after that, he's forced into a fighting arena as a fresh meat. However, Plungerman proves to be more capable than expected, and survives long enough until the secret agent from the Monster Ups universe arrives to help him, and we learn that his name is the Knight. In episode 18, the Knight battles a Demogorgon zombie and then allows Plungerman to escape the arena via the portal he opened for him with his special axe. So, we learn that the Knight can travel between different worlds and universes, and his axe also contains another unique core, similar to Hephaestus, but with different abilities. Portal leads Plungerman to the secret room on the Speakerman's base, containing critical information about the Speakerman's plans, as well as the real coordinates of the Titans. Then the Knight teleports us to the location of Zombie Titan Drillman and UFO Toilet, who drives the freak away, enhanced by Hephaestus core. Then Plungerman confronts the traitorous TV man with fake Titans coordinates, and when exposed, he attempts to seize the Hephaestus core, but gets interrupted by the zombie Drillman with abilities to induce deadly hallucinations. This Drillman was infected by alternative zombie strain of the Plague Doctor, so now he has the animalistic abilities of the Black Mamba Spider. Meanwhile, the Knight teleports to Dom Studios' multiverse and asks Titan Clockman to help him fight the virus. Eventually, Astro Juggernaut and zombie Skibidi scientists show up, and the latter bites the UFO Toilet. In the chaos, the traitorous TV man almost managed to steal the Hephaestus core but gets stopped by Plungerman's comrades, and then restored G-Man appears. The POV gets the remote controller from the TV man and realizes that all this time it was him creating blue portals and bringing different zombies to mess up with us. The whole group then teleports to the magnetic mine where Titans were hidden, and it turns out that they were trapped here since the beginning of the virus outbreak and even before the union between Skibidi and the Alliance. So they see TV Man as a traitor as well, and he teleports away from them to the Plague Doctor's lair while also hinting at more complex motives he had. After some time, the POV sees a dream where a purple core was calling to him, and later wakes up in a zombie-infested area, also including G-Man and the Titans who prepare to defeat zombie Skibidi scientist. And after the tough battle, they manage to overpower the scientist, and G-Man finishes him off. But later we discover that only the scientist's puppet was destroyed, while the original scientist escaped in the safety pod to the Plague Doctor's lair as well. Meanwhile, Plunger Man gets forcefully teleported to the location where he discovers TV Man's hidden message about working with the Plague Doctor to gain his trust and find the coordinates of another core, as they are crucial in defeating the Plague Doctor and zombie virus as a whole. Then we discover already infected TV Man with Bat Zombie strain, and Plunger Man calls for a Titan to help, so Titan TV Man arrives but gets tricked by zombies, and now he's infected as well. So G-Man and Titan Cameraman had to fight another former friend with the help of Titan Clockman, who arrived to this universe too. Plungerman obtains the flash drive with the purple core coordinates from the body of zombie TV Man, but then Speakermen show up and try to retrieve it, so a new battle starts among them and our Titans, during which a brand new Titan of the Speakerman's race appears, which is called Titan Siren. And his special skill is to steal his opponent abilities for a short period of time. And he's also powered by another core which was already in Speakerman's possession, called Genesis. As G-Man fights him, he starts to get consumed by the Hephaestus core, but Titan Cameraman helps to rip the core out of his body and saves Jimmy. In the meantime, one of Speakermen steals the flash drive with the purple core coordinates and flees away, and Plungerman chases him, so both of them end on the running train. The Plague Doctor turns out to be observing them the whole time, so he sends Black Mamba Drillman to them so he'd take the flash drive to his master. But a completely new character suddenly shows up, and it's Red Titan Drillman, who is not the same Titan Drillman that was infected earlier. He was forcefully teleported here by the Knight as well, so he's just trying to find a way home. As Plungerman recovers the flash drive and learns the Code Atlantis name of the Purple Core, he escapes the train on the shuttle and tries to reach the Alliance's base, but he's forced to land after his shuttle gets crushed by the wave of zombies. Zombie Titan Drillman and Titan Speakerman are also there, meaning that it was a trap for Plungerman set by the Plague Doctor. And even though we outsmart two zombie titans at once, the Plague Doctor still forcefully teleports us to his lair, where we got revealed that our villain is a mutated version of Dave from the original Skibidi Toilet series, who is also connected to SCP Universe, which means that him and Plungerman are the same person but from different universes, and that's why they are linked. Plungerman cleverly replaces the real flash drive with the fake one, but Dave also tries to infect him with the virus by injecting our hand. And even though the Knight shows up immediately and cuts our injected limb, the part of the virus still stayed in our body. As the Knight fights Dave, we are revealed that he is in fact Male 07, and then him and Plungerman get separated, and we're escaping through different multiverses with the help of the Knight's axe, while being chased by the upgraded zombie Dark Speakerman. Plungerman manages to escape the freak, but the Knight's axe gets damaged by an explosion in the process. And he also starts experiencing the visions involving Dave, which means that they're still connected, and Dave can figure out our location with time. Despite the damaged axe, Plungerman still manages to teleport to the underwater base, where he meets Camera Woman and other familiar faces. In the new base, Plungerman gets equipped with a new arm, but then the base gets attacked by Titan Siren, so the submarines and flying toilets get ready to confront the incoming threat. But they aren't enough to defeat Siren, so G-Man and Astro Juggernaut come to help. But everything turned into mess when Zombie Titan TV Man also showed up, whose goal is to infect Titan Siren and then raid the Speakermen's base together with Dave. And even though Titan Siren is still fighting against the Alliance, G-Man manages to almost put down Zombie TV Man, and we learn that the souls of all the infected are still present in their corrupted bodies and suffer, which is really tragic. But G-Man gave all of his resources once again to avenge the infected Astro Juggernaut, so he cannot follow the Knight's team to obtain the Purple Core. The Knight then arrives, extracts the Hephaestus core from Jimmy, and warning him about its misuse. G-Man is taken away for medical treatment, while Plungerman and his team get teleported to the Purple Core's location, as we're still suffering from hallucinations induced by the Plague Doctor. Approaching the abandoned Skibidi base, we meet Speaker Woman, who is marked as traitor by her specimen, explaining why she was left here, but something is clearly wrong with her. She joins our team, And then we survive through a huge fight with zombie crabs in which the activated Skibidi robot helps us being enhanced by the Hephaestus core. Then we reach the cave where the purple core is hidden, where each member of the team has to face individual trials to prove they're worthy of reaching the Atlantis core. Almost everyone conquers their worst fears, and the police mutant also finds out that the marked speaker woman is an enemy. And she turns out to be Black Mamba Drillman all this time, who just took her appearance to get to the Atlantis core. Meanwhile, one last trial has to be overcome, which is defeating petrified guardians of Atlantis. Plunger Man manages to reach the core, which reveals to him of his past, and also the tragic nearest future. Skibidi gets infected by zombie Drillman, so the police mutant sacrifices his life in exchange for Skibidi's, as those are the special requirements of Atlantis healing abilities, and Drillman also gets destroyed by him, so our friend goes away like a true hero. Skibidi and Plungerman get to the surface. They face a zombie horde led by Zombie Titan Drillman, but the Knight and Astro Duchess arrive to assist them. An epic battle starts between her and Zombie Titan Drillman, who has mutated into a lava-like form. Despite Astro Duchess's powerful attacks, Drillman blocks them and counters fiercely, and just as he prepares to finish her off, the Knight intervenes and deflects his attack. Red Titan Drillman then joins the battle, overpowering and finishing off Zombie Drillman. And after that, Red Titan confronts the Knight, demanding to return him to his home universe. But the Knight refuses, as Red Titan is immune to the zombie virus, and he may be the crucial figure in fighting the Plague Doctor's army, who plans to infect the whole world and then switch to other universes as well. And only the Knight is aware of Red Titan's immunity, while Dave isn't. But the Knight's refusal only angers Red Titan. Then Dave appears and convinces Red Titan to help him destroy the Speakerman's base in exchange to getting him back to his universe. And the Titan agrees. In episode 41, Dave raids the Speakerman's base with his huge army, Red Titan and Zombie Titan Speakerman. We also learn that he infects everyone with the virus, as he believes that he's saving them from a disease called pestilence from SCP Universe. Red Titan Drillman brutally defeats Titan Siren, claiming his Genesis core as a trophy for the Plague Doctor. The Dave zombie army assaults on the base, as he expresses his personal hatred for the Speakerman race. As Speakermen are fighting for their life, reinforcements come to aid them. Plungerman and Skibidi are also nearby, and we begin to experience Dave's hallucinations once again. Then we meet real Speaker Woman and save her from the zombie horde. And since that moment, we can say that the union between Speakerman and the Alliance has finally been established, despite them being enemies in the past. The base starts to fall, so the Alliance's ship arrives to rescue survivors. Meanwhile, the upgraded Titan cameraman returns triumphantly and battles Zombie Titan Speakerman and Red Titan Drillman at once. Cameraman returns triumphantly and battles Zombie Titan Speakerman and Red Titan Drillman at once. Titan Cameraman, who is the last uninfected Titan, uses his new abilities to damage Red Titan badly and save the last Speakerman survivors. As the battle intensifies, Zombie Speakerman continues to destroy the Speakerman's base, prompting Titan Cameraman to return and confront him. And he gets beaten up by him as well and flees. Titan Cameraman then also blows the whole place up in order to destroy at least some of the zombie hordes. Meanwhile, Dave plans to infect the battered-up Red Titan Drillman with the zombie virus, but it backfires, as Drillman is immune while also having gained the Genesis core. So Red Titan is a major threat to Dave now, who betrayed his trust. Dave escapes with the help of the infected Demogorgon TV Man, while Red Drillman absorbs this TV Man's powers, making him even stronger, as Genesis Core gives him the Titan Siren's abilities as well. Then we're getting back to Plungerman and others aboard a shuttle, where we learn that some Speakermen still resist the idea of uniting with the Alliance. But then it turns out that some Speakermen were infected, and the chaos break loose on this shuttle, and Plungerman nearly falls out of it but still manages to survive, get to the exosuit, and land. And then we see that zombie Skibidi scientist is back, and he's more terrifying than ever. And this is how episode 45 ends, which is the last episode that came out in this series so far. So I can't wait to see the new episodes and learn how the plot would develop next. And that was all for today. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel so you will not miss my new cool videos. And also don't forget to leave your comment about what you think will happen in the future episodes of Skibidi Zombie series, because I'm always interested in what you guys have to say. And that was me, ISO Toilet. See ya!